Okay, y'all. So here we go. So today we're building a Atlassian Forge app for cloud. And so I've got my screen here showing so you all can see we're going to be using anti-gravity as the IDE. Before we do that, we're going to go ahead and just set up. I'm going to move my screen over here so you all can see this in near real time. So today we're going to be using our Georgia Red so everyone can sort of follow along. And so the first couple of things we're going to do here, we're going to go ahead and create a folder. And so our folder is going to be for our, we're going to call it Forge Tutorial Confluence app. So we're going to go ahead and change into that folder. And the goal again is to go ahead and sort of get our runtime environment. In the first video, we sort of set up, we did the installation. So in this, we're going to go ahead and stub out our project, and we're going to set up the first, the resolver here. And also we're going to set up just the index.js and just the boilerplate code, plus a regular expression or so. The goal of this app is to on create or save or an update essentially for a Confluence page or any live document, any active page in Confluence, to show you all what resolvers sort of do, their function. And so we're going to start with a Forge create command. In fact, we're going to just log in first to sort of just verify and validate that we're logged in here. Our API key is there. So we're going to just run over to the Atlassian website here to grab our Atlassian Forge API key. So to go ahead and get set up to do the Forge login, you're going to essentially need your Atlassian pack key. And so I'll just quickly, I got to sort of grab my email here. Mine has been sent to my email. I'm going to just show you all what it looks like. So when you go to the Atlassian page, you'll essentially get like a verifying it's you notification from Atlassian. As soon as you get that, you just sort of do the needful and you put the code inside of the authentication mechanism to verify it's you, and voila, like so you'll be brought to this page for API tokens. And so we're going to just go ahead and create an API token. We'll call this Confluence PII demo. Here, we're going to set an expiration date of this guy for March 31st here. And then we're going to just go ahead and copy our key and we'll paste it in, and boom, just like that, we're logged into our Confluence, we're authenticated to our Atlassian cloud site. And so the next thing we're going to do is just go ahead and do a Forge create here. And so this is going to get us started building out our developer space. We'll go ahead and select yes there for the creation of that option. We're going to drag anti-gravity out the way until we sort of need that, which will be soon here. So then we're going to enter a name for the app, and we're going to call this Confluence PII demo. Then we got the Atlassian terms and conditions that we essentially have to sort of use. And so in terms of the select an Atlassian platform or tool, we're selecting a Confluence tool. We can select to show all. There's essentially the UI kit, the custom UI component. I generally do custom UI for most of my selections. And so in this case, we'll just do a show all so we can sort of see what we are we're essentially using here, how we want this guy set up, and just looking through modules. The thing that comes to mind is there are something called triggers. And so we use the byline. We're going to use byline later. But for now, we simply want a confluence trigger. And so we go to the S, the T here. Let's go back. Move up and down. This is not a UI component just yet, although it will be a UI component here pretty quick. But the first part is it's actually a trigger. So we're going to just go out, come back in, and just type forge create. We're not creating a new developer space. We'll call it Confluence Demo PII. We'll go ahead and select yes. And looking at all of our options here, let's just go show all. And let's see, can we just quickly search through triggers? We're looking for something that looks like a trigger, because essentially what we are targeting is a trigger function style app, schedule trigger, a web trigger. I think the web trigger is sort of what we're targeting. And so we'll just go ahead and go ls, we cd into our demo app there, and we look at our manifest, and it gave us a web trigger. I don't think the web trigger is exactly what we wanted here, so we're going to just sort of start over. Forge create. We just want a trigger. Triggers and validators. How about we just go there? Jira action trigger, product trigger, Jira action trigger. We got these workflow triggers. Let's try a product trigger. Pretty sure a product trigger will get us farther along in the process. And so let's sort of keep going with this product trigger here. So we go inside of our Confluence demo, and this looks a little bit better. Yeah, I think this is what we want. So we got our Confluence demo hello world. It automatically appends sort of this name after the key here. Then we got our main function defined. The events here are defined as a Jira created issue. We're going to change that. Also important to note is our main function and our index.run that are defined. And so this is really a good place to go ahead and open up our IDE. And so here we're going to bring in anti-gravity. We're going to go boom, go into this Confluence Forge tutorial. We click on boom. And so now we got our Node.js sort of stuff here. We got our index.jsx with our run function defined. And I think this name can be anything, in fact. Let's, in fact, just for the purpose of this test, let's just call this, let's say, run Dr. Jira. All right. And so then we go back to our manifest over here. And similarly, we change the name to Dr. Jira. All right. And, but just looking at this, there's a couple of things that strike me right away that we'll probably need to change. We got trigger key function and events as defined. And so as we are focused on Confluence, this is going to be a Confluence created page event, I want to say. So we got a created page and an updated page event. We don't need these. We do need a function main, and we got our sort of entry method defined. The other thing I think we're going to need for our Confluence page is essentially a permission scope. And so we're going to go ahead and define permissions there for the read and write scope. Read Confluence, I think it's going to be read page Confluence. And so we'll just quickly make that edit. Read page, write page Confluence. And that is essentially it to start. And so we sort of got our hello world there defined. Yeah, and so let's just go ahead and deploy our app here. Let's run a little test of Forge Tunnel and ensure we can, all right. And so document must have property, document must have required property app. When your version of CLI is out of date. And so I need to first update my version of the CLI. It's always good to sort of have that either taken care of, but also this error is a little concerning. Not concerning so much, but we should be able to quickly take a look at this, figure it out, sort of diagnose what the problem is and where our opportunities lie for this guy. And so let's quickly just paste this error and let our agent be as helpful as possible, quickly figure that out for us. And it looks like somehow in that process, oh, looks like there may be some versioning stuff to sort of overcome.